This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(6:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. The first headlines. The Met Department issues an advisory on cyclonic storm Mocha. The President says Sri Lanka will establish the world's first international environmental university to support the global effort in addressing climate change. The International Buddhist Convention of European countries will commence in Vienna today. Sri Lanka Skills Expo 2023 will take place at the Sri Mavu Bandaranaike Memorial Exhibition Centre at the BMICH in Colombo today. International Nurses Day falls today. News overseas, Pakistan's Supreme Court rules Imran Khan's arrest was illegal. And those are the headlines. The Met Department has issued a warning advisory on cyclonic storm Mocha. The deep depression over the southwest Bay of Bengal has intensified into a cyclonic storm Mocha and lay centered over the Bay of Bengal at 5:30 a.m. It is very likely to move north-northwestwards and gradually intensify into a severe cyclonic storm around midnight of today. Thereafter, it is likely to recurve gradually, move north-northeastwards from tomorrow morning and intensify further into a very severe cyclonic storm around tomorrow evening over central Bay of Bengal. The system likely to weaken slightly from Sunday morning and cross southeast Bangladesh and North Myanmar coasts around Sunday forenoon. Naval and fishing communities are advised not to venture into the sea areas bounded by those areas until further notice. Those who are out at the aforementioned sea regions are advised to return to coasts or move to safer areas immediately. Naval and fishing communities are requested to be vigilant while engaging in fishing and naval activities in the area of the coast extending from Galle to Pothuil via Matra and Hambantota. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has emphasized that Sri Lanka will not support any work that hinders the unity of Asia. The President revealed this while participating in a ceremony held recently to mark the 50th anniversary of the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall in Colombo. Meanwhile, during the 10th Environment Pioneer President's Medal Awarding Ceremony 2020-2021 held at BMICH, President Ranil Wickremesinghe announced that Sri Lanka is establishing the world's first international environmental university to support the global effort in addressing climate change. The President acknowledged that although climate change is a significant challenge for the world, there is no central research hub to study it and invited multiple countries to join Sri Lanka in this regard. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
People's Bank Excelsior. Live the life you want.
The International Buddhist Convention of European countries will commence from today in Vienna, Austria. This has been organized for the first time and will conclude on Sunday. Incumbent of Sri Lankaramaya in Germany, Venerable Ratmale Punyaratna Thero says that hundreds of bhikkhus and intellectuals representing European and Asian countries such as Italy, France, Greece, Austria, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, Sweden, China, Japan and several other countries will take part in this convention. It has been scheduled to deliver several exclusive lectures by veteran personnel in the various fields at the convention, aiming to convey the true picture of Buddhism to the world. The convention will be held with the participation of 65 Buddhist monks and several intellectuals who represent both European and Asian countries. Accordingly, around 500 Buddhist monks will attend the convention from Europe countries, while around 15 Buddhist monks will represent Asian countries. Sri Lanka Skills Expo 2023 will take place at the Sri Mavu Bandaranaike Memorial Exhibition Centre at the BMICH in Colombo today to Sunday. The opening ceremony will be held under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Minister Susil Premchand. This will showcase new and emerging techniques in 5 key sectors and provide opportunities for job seekers to find employment across these industries. The Sri Lanka Skills Expo 2023 is an initiative of the relevant industry sector skills councils, which were established in 2016. The Aswesuma Social Welfare Benefit Payment Program will be taken up for debate in Parliament today. The Parliament will meet at 9:30 a.m. and will continue until 7:30 p.m. today. Social welfare benefit will be paid from the 1st of July this year. And that's local news.
People's Bank Excelsior, a comprehensive banking services package with a branded checkbook as well as debit and credit card exclusively for you. People's Bank Excelsior, for professionals who dare to dream.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
International Nurses Day falls today. The main function to mark the day will be held at the temple trees under the patronage of Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. In addition, Government Nurses Union has also organized a ceremony at the Foundation Institute under the patronage of Minister Kehali Rambukwella and President's Chief of Staff Sagala Ratnayaka. International Nurses Day has been named after the birthday of Florence Nightingale, who was the mother of the nursing service and rendered immense service on behalf of nurses. And that came to you in Top News.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
In Watchlight, consultant community physician Dr. Nimalka Panilahetti of the National Dengue Control Unit says that over 2,000 dengue cases are reported every week. She said that 50% of the currently reported dengue cases have been infected with the dengue type 2 virus, and that the number of infected cases has risen to an epidemic level. She also stated that symptoms of dengue that carry risks include severe abdominal pain, persistent vomiting, excessive sleepiness, restlessness, dizziness and fainting, and not urinating for more than 6 hours or less urine output. She said that painkillers should not be given to control fever and only paracetamol should be used. And that came to you in Watchlight. And moving on to world news headlines, Pakistan's Supreme Court rules Imran Khan's arrest was illegal. And UK confirms supply of a Storm Shadow long-range missiles in Ukraine. Monkeypox, WHO declares global emergency over. And those are the headlines of the world news. Pakistan's Supreme Court has ruled out that former Prime Minister Imran Khan's dramatic arrest on corruption charges this week was illegal. The court ordered Mr. Khan's immediate release. His lawyers had argued that his detention from court premises in Islamabad on Tuesday was unlawful. At least 10 people have been killed and 2,000 arrested as violent protests have swept the country since he was held. Tuesday's arrest escalated growing tensions between him and the military. The UK has confirmed it is supplying Ukraine with long-range missiles it requested for its fight against invading Russian forces. The Storm Shadow cruise missile has a range over 250 kilometers, according to the manufacturer. By contrast, the US supplied HIMARS missiles used by Ukraine only have a range of around 80 kilometers. The weapon will give Ukraine the best chance of defending itself. Monkeypox is no longer a global public health emergency, the World Health Organization said. Almost a year after the threat was raised, the virus is still around and further waves and outbreaks could continue, but the highest level of the alert is over, the WHO added. The global health body's chief, Tedros Adhanom, called on countries to remain vigilant. It can be passed on by close contact with someone who is infected. And that's world news. Development news. A group of 16 social media influencers arrived in Sri Lanka on an invitation by the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau and Sri Lanka Embassy in France concluded the trip last Tuesday. They have their own selected fan base on their respective social media platforms and updated their fans about each location they visited and a short description about the place. The group traveled around the island covering the locations such as Sigiriya, Alla, Pasikuda, Trincomalee, Kandy, Nuwara and Polonnaruwa. And that was development news. In sports cricket, the Deputy Chairman, International Cricket Council, Imran Khawaja, met Sports Minister Roshan Ranasinghe yesterday as part of a fact-finding mission into the allegations of political interference of cricket administration in Sri Lanka. Khawaja, part of a 3-member ICC committee appointed to look into these allegations, met Sri Lanka cricket officials on Wednesday, and that was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's shares edged up in midday trade yesterday, mainly pushed up by the banking and financial sectors, Colombo Stock Exchange data showed. The main all-share price index, ASPI, was up 0.94% or 83.99 points to 8,976.6, while the most liquid index, S&P SL20, was up 1.21% or 31.25 points to 2,619.88. And that was business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first. And this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC. Imagine the possibilities.
Sri Lanka's services exports were estimated to have increased 5.8% to $543 million in March 2023 from a year earlier, the island's Export Development Board said. Services exports estimated is made up of IT or business process money management, construction, financial services, transport and logistics. And there are more than 500 ICT companies according to the EDB. And that was economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, sub-Brahman, central, northwestern and southern provinces. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the western and sub-Brahman provinces and in Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern and north-central provinces and in Trincomalee district. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the Uva and eastern provinces, particularly during the afternoon or night. And that was the weather report. To wind up this news broadcast, let's look at the main points once again. The Met Department issues advisory on cyclonic storm Mokha. The President says Sri Lanka will establish the world's first international environmental university to support the global effort in addressing climate change. The International Buddhist Convention of European countries will commence in Vienna today. Sri Lanka Skills Expo 2023 will take place at the Sri Mavo Bandaranaike Memorial Exhibition Centre in Colombo today. International Nurses Day falls today, and news overseas, Pakistan's Supreme Court rules Imran Khan's arrest was illegal. And with that we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.